So Ilhan Omar, Queen Ilhan Omar, I should say, I should stipulate, I should qualify. Queen Ilhan Omar has released the statement to end all statements. Now, again, I want to be very clear here with my biases. I think Ilhan Omar is the best member of Congress. Okay? Now, I've covered on today's show and on, yesterday's show, I covered a bunch of liberals who were like, I hope Trump has a speedy recovery. I hope Trump is okay. Trump, please be okay. I know you're putting people in concentration camps, and I know you're going to end the whole world from lack of anything on climate change, but please be okay, Mr. Trump, please. Ilhan Omar goes the third way, right? And she makes the statement to end all statements. So, my statement on Trump's COVID-19 positive diagnosis. As someone who lost my own father to this virus and seen the pain it causes, I do not wish it on anyone. Now, here's something interesting. There's beginning quotes, but there's no end quotes here. So this is something really bizarre. Quote, as someone who lost my own father, and there's no end quote. So that's weird. Anyway, little grammatical issues aside. Sorry, Ilhan Omar. You're canceled now. You forgot how to do grammar, so you're canceled. Everyone, I changed my mind. Ilhan Omar is... Anyway. Over 200,000 people have now died, while this administration actively ignores public health guidance and suppresses science. For months, we have been hoping for a simple acknowledgement from the president to hear the words, "We will get through this together." And now we will only hear those words when it is about him, not the hundreds of thousands of people who have lost their lives and the millions whose families have been touched by it because of his malfeasance. Again, no end quote. Their cruelty is a direct threat to my constituents. This week, the president held a rally and fundraiser in Minnesota, flouting the guidance of his own health agencies by failing to wear a mask. In doing so, he exposed hundreds in a state that is already suffering from an uptick in cases. Republican members of our congressional delegation traveled with him on Air Force One and have not quarantined. In fact, they came to the Capitol today, risking the lives of additional elected leaders and staff. The President of the United States and Republicans in Minnesota are actively spreading a deadly virus. They are a risk to the public health of my constituents and our country. That's how you do shit. That is how you do shit. Itor says, you can write only end quotes for the end paragraph when quotes span multiple paragraphs. But why would you need the quote at the beginning of each? That's weird. But again, this is a really fucking good statement from a politician. She's going the third way. And in this instance, finally, right, the third way is a good thing. But she's going the third way. Thank you, Valerina, for the other super chat. $2. Greetings, Andrea. I send you a dirty kiss. Oh my? I appreciate that. But also, please take a shower. Anyway, the idea that a politician doesn't feel the requirement to wish a fascist a speedy recovery after he has killed millions of people overseas and domestically, and just 200,000 people alone domestically with just one virus, I love it. I love it. I love it, okay? I love it. I think it's great. And again, this is the kind of leadership that we need in this country. We don't need bootlicker scumbags like Pete Buttigieg. I hope a fascist gets a speedy recovery. We don't need that. We don't need dumb losers like Joe Biden, right? Who are like, I'm going to pull all my negative ads. We got to get through this as a nation. No. I hope he has a good time. Have fun, Hospitals are fun. Have you seen the images of the presidential suite at Walter Reed Hospital? Looks like a fucking vacation, right? It looks like that guy's in a future sci-fi movie, Vacation, right? So I hope he has a great time, right? Whatever. I don't give a shit, right? But when people fail to acknowledge the fact that millions and millions of people's lives have been affected by this virus because Trump, as the Woodward tape shows, Trump knew the virus was deadly and knew it was a big deal in April. And his public statements a week later were, I don't know, drink bleach. And you know what his supporters did? There was a poll. 19% of Americans tried to put bleach on food. His supporters, well, I'm not going to drink bleach. That's stupid. The libs would tell me that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour bleach on my macaroni. I'm going to boil my macaroni in bleach. Literally, 19% of Americans have tried putting bleach on food. Oh, I'm going to put bleach on a rag and wipe it on the skin of my apple to clean it off. What? What? Meanwhile, Donald Trump was telling Bob Woodward, yeah, the virus is a big deal. It's a really big deal. It's airborne. It's contagious as hell. It's a big deal. A week later, telling people to put bleach on their food, and they did it. So you know what? Fuck Donald Trump. I don't care what happens to him. I think it's going to be fun to react. I think it's going to be a hell of a news week. But Ilhan Omar nails it. He is a public health emergency. His administration is a public health emergency. If anybody wants to wish Donald Trump a speedy recovery, I want you to go look at all of the names of all the people who are currently infected. The over 1 million people that are currently infected with the coronavirus. Right? Actually, what is the number now? I haven't looked at the total. Let me look at this. Oh yeah, 7.5 million. Holy shit, it's been a while. The over 7.5 million people that are infected with this disease, I want you to go wish them a speedy recovery, but you won't. And guess what? They're not going to have a speedy recovery because most of them don't have health insurance. Oops. Donald Trump's going to the richest hospital in the country, right? The best hospital in the country to get his care, right? He gets to sit on a golden sofa. Again, look up the photos of Walter Reed's presidential suite. He gets to sit and lay on a golden sofa in his like gown. Well, millions of people are suffering and dying alone in hospitals with poor health care or with no health care in their home because they don't have health insurance. So fuck you if you think that, oh, Donald Trump, the nation needs to be pulled together. Oh my God. No, no. And again, it is brave in this climate for Ilhan Omar to say such a thing. I love it. So that's what I have to say about that.